Hey, it's Peter in Peter's kitchen. Someone's in the kitchen with Peter. That's the song you're thinking of, right? Okay, anyway, we're going to do a turkey. Now, here's the thing. These are the objectives. Is there a way to do a turkey fairly easy? You want it to come out good. You want it to look good. And you want it to taste good. And remember that first part? Fairly easy? Let's make it super easy. All right, so that's our objectives here. Now, you could do turkey quite a few ways if you just look it up on the internet. You could do it in the oven. You can do it in sous vide. You could do it in sections. You can do it on the barbecue. You could do it a whole bunch of ways. So I have studied a bunch of ways, and I even made videos right here on this channel that shows you how to make turkey in a number of different ways. So the way I'm going to make it today is a few different things than I've done in the past. So it's almost like an experimentation for me too, just so you know. All right, it's going to be in the Instant Pot. Now, in order to get a turkey in the Instant Pot, you need a bigger Instant Pot. So if you're not going to cook it in the Instant Pot, I assume you're going to cook it in the oven. And the best way to simulate these other methods is to cook it in an oven bag. Now, I'm not doing that today, but what I did is I got a 12.5-pound turkey, which is this guy right here, okay? That guy right there. This one, all right? And I have brined the turkey. I have not brined the turkey. I have done every which way, and this time I'm going to do it different. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you, don't do it this way. I didn't like it. Or do it this way. I did like it. I don't know yet. The turkey is raw. Okay? So what I did is I took 1/4 cup of salt, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and about 4 tablespoons of garlic powder. I washed the turkey, I patted it dry, and I washed the cavity, I patted it dry. I dried it inside out everywhere as much as I could. Then I took the salt, the brown sugar, and the garlic, and I mixed it all up so it's all evenly mixed, and then I rubbed it all over the turkey. It's called a dry brine. I've never done a dry brine because I think it's cheating. You should be putting it in something, in liquid or something to make it taste good. And the butterball turkey, which is this one, it says already been brined, okay? Brined is another way of marinating. So we're not going to marinate. We're not going to do any of that. We are going to dry brine it. Now, here's the trick to dry brining. If you're watching dry brining, I have to say that 5 times. Go ahead. So if you're watching other channels and they go, you brine it, put it in the refrigerator overnight, or brine it, dry brine, a couple of hours or this or that. I've tried that. None of that works for me. Okay, I can't make a statement for the entire planet, but for me, it just don't do it. So I did see one person that said the secret, the big secret, the huge secret to brining is you put the stuff on there, and this is not only for turkeys, this is for chickens or for steaks or whatever you want, and you have to dry brine it for 3 days. 3 days? Who the heck has time to dry brine for 3 days? So you got to prepare ahead of time. And I've done that. This turkey, I put it in a extra large bag. It's actually designed for you to cook in here. I spread the brine all over it, and I put it in there. And this is the 3rd day. And look at all that liquid that's on the bottom. Look at all that liquid. So it has pulled out the juices and sucked back in the juices with all the brining that I did. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this turkey and I am going to, almost lost my pot. I'm going to put it in this pot. Now this is a 10 quart. The brand is Elite, E-L-I-T-E. I'll put a link to the one from the Instant Pot that's 10 quarts. Okay, because for a 12, 13-pound turkey, you need the 10 quarts. You're just not going to fit it in your standard 6 quarts. So you might as well get the oven bags, do exactly what I just did, dry brine it, take it out, wash it up, okay, season it again and put it in an oven bag and put it in your oven. All right? Or cut it up and cook it at individual temperatures, dark meat versus light meat. We're not doing that. We ain't going to do that today. Today we're going to put it in the Instant Pot. So I'm going to wash the turkey and I'm going to put it in the Instant Pot and I'll come right back. All right, here we are. I washed the little guy, okay? Not so little, but he's not super big. It's not like one of those big 20-pound turkeys. And the first thing I noticed is we have an amazingly good smell. All right, so what my mind is thinking is with the dry brine, if I had put some rosemary or whatever kind of fragrance in the cavity or something, if it would have added that to it or not. But the point of this is we are testing the method of a garlic, sugar, salt brine for 3 days. So we are on target, okay? So what I'm going to do next is something that's very, very important. And that is before I put the turkey in the pot, I need to be able to get the turkey out of the pot. So I'm going to create a sling. Very easy. Easy as pie, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get aluminum foil. And I'm going to pull out about that much. And I'm going to fold it and fold it and fold it until basically I made one of the pieces of the sling. So I'm going to put this in here, and I am going to measure this first one in case I didn't pull it long enough. I was kind of being a little bit, sensational and pulling it out, but it looks like it did it just right, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing again. So the measurement is that much. An arm's length is what I did. And then what I did, just to slow it down, is I folded it in half again. Then I put it on the counter. I flattened it out. Okay. And then I put it in here. And I'm going to put this one in crossways, because when I put the turkey down in here, I don't want it to fall apart when I pull it out. Okay, so that becomes quite important. So I made a sling. Now to take it out, I will put these together like this, like this, like this, and I'll have 4 points, and I will lift up, and the turkey will be sitting in the sling. Okay, pretty clever, right? So I'm going to put this back down in here. Now let me see, do I have a trivet? No. So I'm going to put the turkey flat on the bottom. Okay. So you know what? I'm going to deviate just a little tiny bit, and I'm going to get the garlic salt, and I am going to just lightly garlic salt the turkey, get some down in the cavity, just because I feel like I have to do something. It's like you can't just sit and observe, okay? Now, I'm going to pick this guy up, and the white meat is going to be up, and the dark meat is going to be on the bottom, and I'm going to put it into here, and I'll be right back. All right, in case I didn't mention it, I like to wash my hands often before I touch the food, after I touch the food, just for my own sanitary and the sanitation or sanitary system for the food. Now, you cannot run an Instant Pot without having some water in there. So I'm going to get a cup of water, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. And I'm going to make the liquid that's going to go on the bottom. I'm going to do with 1 1/4 cups, which is in a measuring. All right, I got 1 1/4 cups of water here, and I'm going to get the tablespoon and the teaspoon measuring. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, actually I'm not going to use the teaspoon. I'm going to use the tablespoon. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of this bouillon, it's chicken bouillon, into the water. And I'm going to take and put a tablespoon of the garlic into this water. And then I'm going to mix it up. How? I don't know. Yes, I do. I'm going to mix this up. I did put very, very warm water so that anything that can melt will melt. Okay, now I've got my 1 1/4 cups of water, and I'm going to pour it on the side because I don't want to wash off what I just sprinkled onto the turkey. Now I'm going to bring this here so you can watch me. Let's close this up. All right, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to pinch the ends together here. I'm going to do the same thing with this side, pinch the ends together, and then kind of push down. Because what I want to be able to do is, when the turkey is finished, I want to be able to grab this and pick the turkey up like you can see me do right now. Okay, so to do that from the front, I'm going to be able to pick the turkey up and it won't fall apart. All right, so let's get this into the Instant Pot, but it's not an Instant Pot. Let's get this into the pressure cooker. All right, so I put it into the pressure cooker. I'm going to kind of pat that down because I want to be able to pick this up again and pull this right out. Going to squeeze all 4 of the sling and pull it out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the top, and I'm going to make sure we're in the pressure cooking position, which has got 1 up and 1 down. So I want it down so that the pressure cooker will actually kick off. All right, now I close the top. After I close the top, I'm going to set the timer for 1 hour. And after I do the 1 hour, I'm going to do it, let it do a completely natural pressure release. That means I don't open the top until it releases the pressure all by itself. In other words, I'm not going to do it manually. I'll be back in an hour, plus whatever time it takes to depressurize, which could be another hour, I don't know, but I'll let you know when I get back. All right, we have actually gone down, and I can open the lid, and let's check out what we're going to do next with this turkey. Gonna open the lid. Okay, so the lid is open. I'm going to let the water run down on the side again. Going to take the lid out of the way. Now, remember the hand straps that we did? That's the test. Now, before I do it, I'm going to prepare what I have to put the turkey in. So, now, if you happen to have a chicken rack or a turkey rack like this, the bird will sit in here and you can use it. Otherwise, you could just lay it flat and don't allow it to roll. So now I'm going to take the turkey out. Let's lift up the rack. The turkey. We'll let the juices drain out. Then we'll come over here, and with the aluminum foil, we'll just open it up, and I'm just going to fold it in. I've never done this part before, and I don't know if I need that sling again. So I'm just going to roll them up, have them ready. This is the breast side, okay? And it's very, very white, as you can see here. That is not appetizing at all right? So the next step is what we're going to do to fix that. But first, I'm a little bit curious. Let's see what the temperatures are on the turkey. 155 on that leg. Let's go into the breast. 160. We're getting good temperatures here. 160 on the thigh, and 158 on the thigh on the right side. So we are above, and it'll still cook internally. All right, so what are we going to do about making this turkey look good? Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat an egg, which I beated it. Now I'm going to paint the turkey with the egg. Now you can use just the egg white, or you could use the whole egg. And I've seen it done both ways. I chose to do it with the egg, the whole egg this time. Oh, I turned the oven on to 450 degrees because we're not cooking it. This turkey, she's cooked, okay? You could serve it like this, but you know, people are gonna look at it and give you a face because it's like, what? That doesn't look like a very appetizing turkey. So, slow down, get the whole bird painted really, really well, okay? Most people are gonna take the skin off, but it's the oohs and the ahs that happen when you take it to the table that we're really after. I'm getting on the exposed bone because that needs to brown too. Nobody's going to eat the bone, but how would the turkey get brown and not the bone? Okay, that don't make sense. So anything that's exposed here, even this piece that's kind of coming off. All right, so let's get this into a 450 degree turkey oven. All right, and I'm going to put the timer on for 12 minutes, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. And when it browns to the brown that I want, we'll pull it. Remember, it's cooked. We're not fussing with cooking it now. All right, so let's get that done. And the next thing you'll see is me pulling it out of the oven. Okay, fresh from the oven. I had it in for 17 minutes. Definitely crispy. I think I would have put it in for 15 minutes since we're both learning, okay? But darn if that just don't look absolutely terrific. Let's get it on a plate and see what it looks like. I'll be right back. I would say the sling served me well. Okay, I was going to pick it up with 2 forks like this, but it was going to separate the breast. So I picked it up with the sling and then I just tilted it to one side. And anyway, the sling works. This turkey looks fantastic and it smells even more fantastic, if that's possible. All right, so I guess the last thing to talk about would be the taste test. So I'm going to cut a little piece of meat off and do a taste test. And I'm going to find out if this whole method is worth it or if it's not worth it. What else can I tell you? Okay, I cut a little piece right out of here. You can see the chunk. But what I'm eventually going to do is I will cut this up and slice it and present it on a platter. But I could take it to the table like that. And I don't know if you can hear this or not. Let me take this microphone off. All right, now listen. That's the crispness of the skin. You like crispy skin? This works. If I'm going to do it again, I probably would do it 15 minutes at, or even 20 minutes at 400. Because the burnt part looks not black burnt, but right borderline. All right, but the crispiness is what is fantastic. I like to eat skin where a lot of people don't like to eat the skin. The skin is very appealing. All right, now let's look at the piece of turkey I just took out. Okay, so this is the piece of turkey I just took out. Now, can you see that? When I squeeze that, if I get my fingers out of the way, the juice runs out. So we've got looks, we've got juicy. Now, how does the darn thing taste? Is this a method that we're going to use and I'm going to use in the future? Or is this only a beauty thing? So, bon appetit! Oh yeah! With as much garlic as I put in there, I only taste a hint of garlic. But I would be more than happy to present this turkey as Thanksgiving dinner. So what do you do if you're going to do it on an Instant Pot and you've got a big family? Okay, well, you remember in this video how I took it out of the Instant Pot and I put it in the oven? Well, you can cook 2 or 3 turkeys. 12 to 13 pounds is as much as it's going to fit in that pot. Okay, Let me get it for you. This is a 10 quart. And the one that was 12.5, which is this guy, fit in here, I would say pretty snug, but it did fit. So, yeah, I think it came out great. This is a winner. If I had to cook turkey, and I wanted to do it fast, easy, and all of my goals, meaning I don't want people to go like, it looks good, because what happened at one of the turkey dinners that we had Thanksgiving, one of the people commented, it looks too white. Well, that's your sous vide. And then the person where we were at, they used that fire thing where it just, the torch, okay, and it just gave you black spots. This is a brown turkey. Looks like I cooked it for 4 hours in the oven, okay? However, where a turkey will usually come out dry, the white meat, if I press down on it, the juices just come out. The taste, fantastic. Thank you for subscribing. I'll put the links to everything down below that I used, which wasn't much, okay? But you can find it down there. And I'll also put a synopsis of the recipe and what I did. And any changes that I made after the fact from what I did in the video. The recipe in the description will tell you what I truly will end up doing, okay? And now, if this didn't come out as good as it did, I would just say it came out great, and it would end there. But this would be my go-to right now. 3 days of brining. I've never done that before. Who ever heard of 3 days of brining? So I think that's where the magic happened, because this guy is juicy. Juicy. All right, catch you later. Peter in Peter's Kitchen. Love you. Bye-bye.
You have just watched another Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg. Thank you for watching.